Om Jnana-timandasya Jnana-gana salakaya Chaksusumita yena tasma Shri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapita yena bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swampadantikam Bandehan Sri Guru Sritam Padakamalan Sri Guru Vaishnavasya Sri Rupan Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Sajivam Sadhuetam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakavitam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kantu Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gorange Radha Vrindavan Vishabhanu Sutudevi Panama Mehari Priye Vanchakapataruvyascha kripa sindhibhavacha patitanam pavanabhebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Namo mahabhadanya Krishna pimapadayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya namine Gauratise namah. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadhara Siva Shari Gaura Bhakta Binda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Ananda Lila Maya Vigraya Imabhadya Vichavi Sundaraya Tasma Maha Premarasa Pradaya Chaitanya Chandaya Nama Namastate Chaitanya Chandaya Nama Namastate Chaitanya Chandaya Namastate. So we are continuing the reading of Bhagavad-Gita. So Lord Krishna is continue instructing Arjuna about the process of attaining self-realization, and for one who has attained self-realization, the process of achieving samadhi. So that's the last section of the chapter 2 of the Bhagavad-Gita. I call this chapter 2 is the summary of the whole Gita discourse. After this summarization of the whole chapter, then there be the elaborate discussion of all the topics of the Bhagavad-Gita in respect to karma, jnana, and bhakti. So this has been put accurately by Srila Vyasadeva. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we'll be reading text 53 of the chapter 2. Shruti vipratipanante yadastasyati nischala samadhu achala buddhis tada yogam avapyasi. Shruti of Vedic revelation, pratipanam, without being influenced by the fruitive results. Te, your, yada, when, stasyati, remains, nischala, unmoved, samadho, in transcendental consciousness, or Krishna consciousness, achala, unflinching, buddhi, intelligence, tada, at that time, yogam, self-realization, avapsyasi, you will achieve. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki. When your mind is no longer disturbed by the flowery language of the Vedas, and when it remains fixed in the trance of self-realization, then you will have attained the divine consciousness. Purport. To say that one is in samadhi is to say that one has fully realized Krishna consciousness. That is, one in full samadhi has realized Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. The highest perfection of self-realization is to understand that one is eternally the servitor of Krishna, and that one's only business is to discharge one's duties in Krishna consciousness. A Krishna conscious person or unflinching devotee of the Lord should not be disturbed by the flowery language of the Vedas, nor be engaged in fruitive activities for promotion to the heavenly kingdom. In Krishna consciousness, one comes directly into communion with Krishna, and thus all directions from Krishna may be understood in that transcendental state. One is sure to achieve results by such activities and attain conclusive knowledge. One has only to carry out the orders of Krishna or his representative, the spiritual master. Shruti prati panantayadas tasyati nischala samadho achala bodhi stada yogam avapsyase. When your mind is no longer disturbed by the flowery language of the Vedas, and when it remains fixed in the trance of Krishna, in the trance of self-realization, then you will have attained divine consciousness. So here the Lord is giving explain the parts of attaining the divine realization. So the Lord talks about samadhi. The process of attaining this samadhi. And what is this samadhi? This samadhi is to be situated in the divine consciousness. In this sloka here, there are two words which stand out: yada and tada. These are the opposite word in Sanskrit. Yada, tada. Yada when, and tada means then. That time. So which means the Lord told Arjuna that when your mind is no longer disturbed by the flowery language of the Vedas, it's no more disturbed by, because in the Vedas there are so many prescriptions that are there. Actually, starting from text 42. No, what's this one? No, starting from text 41, the Lord is talking. No, not 41. Where is it? when the Lord started talking about the flowery words of the Veda Rata. Yes, starting from 42 and to 43. Starting from text 42 all the way to text 53. So the Lord is talking about the flowery words of the Vedas. Yam ibam pushpatam vachan pravadanti avipaschita vedavatarata pata nanyar ashri padinan. That men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas. Pushpitan, puspa, And these flowery words, which have been propounded by various so-called scholars, Vedavatarata, is the so-called followers of the Vedas. So they propound these various aspects of the Vedic scriptures, by which the aim is mainly sense gratification, because different Vedic scriptures are there, and they are mainly propounding Kamakandya, which is by performing various fruitive activities, one get to go to the heavenly planets. One go to the heavenly abode, whereby one can drink somaras. Through the drinking of somaras, one live a very, very long life. Long life with no disease. One enjoy, and one stayed for thousands of years. And it's mentioned that even when one go to the heavenly planet, the body stays the same because there's no disease there. No disease. The body stays the same. And especially, and there's no limit to how much one can enjoy, let's say, sex life. So like a man goes there, the woman, they call angelic women, by which a man can gratify himself unlimitedly. So the various aspects of Vedas, the Vedic scripture, because when you're in this world, so much trouble is there. And the whole aspect of the Kamakandya section of the Vedas is to teach one that, okay, how you can live nicely in this world, so that if you live nicely in this world, your situation in life may be good, and then at the same time you go to the higher planet, you go to the heavenly abode. But at the same time, there are so many different scholars, Vedic scholars, who give different interpretations of what is Vedas. And these different interpretations, they normally bewilders one. One becomes very much bewildered by hearing different interpretations of the Vedic knowledge. Because there are so many teachers are there. And one teacher, they always give you different advice. They all don't give you the same thing. So therefore, the Lord said, he said that the Vedic scriptures, they mainly deal with the three modes of material nature. However, Krishna is telling Arjuna that you should go above that. You should go above the prescriptions of the Vedic scriptures. Because after all, the Lord is telling Arjuna that when you are no longer disturbed by the flowery words of the Vedas, and your mind becomes steady, when your mind becomes steady, then at that time, then you can become fixed, you can attain samadhi. In this case, when we say samadhi means Krishna consciousness. That is the topmost yoga process. Yoga means being the union with the Supreme. So, but how do one attain samadhi or to become fixed in yoga? So unless one's mind is no longer disturbed by all aspects of sense gratification, either gross or subtle sense gratification, one has to become convinced that it doesn't matter either one go to the higher planet or whatever. There's really not much to be enjoyed, because Even though if one may go to the heavenly planet, one will not last long there. It's not forever. It's not eternal existence. Because even though one may be there for thousands of years, still one has to come down. Even if one go to the planet of Indra, Indra stays for 72 yugas, which is 3.6 million years. So that's the lifetime of Indradev. Or even if you promoted to the planet of Brahmaji, and of course, those who go to that planet, they are much more elevated than those who stays on the planet of Indra. Because those who go to the higher planet above Brahmaloka, like Mahaloka, Tapaloka, those kind of planets, they actually meant for the rishis, the self-realized sages. They go to that kind of planet. And of course, they are more elevated sages, and they normally attain the impersonal realization at the end of the universal dissolution. Like all those who are on the higher planet, especially those who are on the planet of Brahma, when the whole universe is destroyed, they all go into the body of Vishnu. They all march into the, so they all attain the impersonal realization. But unless they make further progress, as it said many parts of the scripture, unless they make further progress, they actually become devotee. One do not stay forever, even in the impersonal, in the impersonal liberation. It's not that also, that liberation itself is also not permanent. In the famous verse, which is normally quoted by Prabhupada, that this is in the 10th canto, that said that one will fall down again. One may go attain that platform. Still, one matter usually some people they fall down, and then they become like a philanthropist, things like that, because there is no really ultimate satisfaction even in that type of attainment. There is no ultimate satisfaction there unless one become a devotee before that is possible. So the Lord is talking of divine consciousness, the samadhi, which means the engagement in the devotional service of the Lord, because who engage in the service of the Lord, unless one has risen above the bodily platform, because devotional service to the Lord is not really done on the materialistic plane. It's done on it's only after one has crossed over all aspects of bodily sense gratification, all aspects of trying to attain the impersonal liberation. It's only after one has crossed all those aspects that one come to the platform of rendering devotional service of the Lord. So which means the devotees of the Lord, they are the topmost yogi. A devotee is the topmost yogi. Like Krishna said, yogina api salvation, mat gatina antaratmana, shadavam bhajate yoma, shadavam bhajate yoma, same yukta tamomata, that the topmost yogi is the one who have bhajan, who have rendered service unto me. That's the topmost yogi, and that's such a person the Lord say, he comes to me. So this summary word from verse 42 to this 53. So the Lord has been talking about telling Arjuna how not to be attached to whatever is there in the Vedic scriptures. He's telling Arjuna not to be attached to them. Because by being attached to them, one become entangled in the material world, because it creates all kinds of disturbance. Because in the Vedas, normally the Vedas are divided into three parts. You have Kamakandya, you have Jnanakandya, And then you have Upasana Kanda. So Karma Kanda, of course, these are the various different Vedas that deals with the fruitive activities. And when we say flowery, because they are described in such a way that I won't become very, very attracted to them. When we say flowery, because the way the heavenly planets are described in the Vedas, they are so, it's presented in such a way that once designed, I want to, this is where I should go to. I want to go there, the way they are described. So, and one takes that to be the ultimate. That, this is the ultimate attainment. That why remain in this material world, in this particular planet, that simply, whereby whatever you attain, there's no lasting, Plus, even though you may attain something, still there is no proper. There's always all kind of problem. The miseries of life is always there. Whereas you go to that higher abode, that's that heavenly planet, all these problems is not there. But in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Srila Sanatana Goswami was describing how when Narada Muni was traveling, Narada Muni, he had gone to the heavenly planet, and he went to the palace of Indradev, and Indradev, he was, he has his younger brother was Upendra. Upendra is a form of the Lord, the Vamandev. That is his younger brother. So which means Indradev, not only does he have such a long duration of life, but he also have the personality of Godhead as his younger brother residing in his in his palace. So which means Indradev is directly rendering direct service to the Lord every day. So Narada Muni, he was praising the good fortune of Indra, that you are so fortunate that not only you live just look at your life, 71 yugas, and then you get to render direct service unto the Supreme Lord. So you are such a fortunate person. You are the very fortunate devotee of the Lord. So when Indra heard this, he actually became ashamed by this glorification of Narada Muni. He became ashamed. He said, how can you say this? This heavenly planet, even though, yes, we may live a long life, so much enjoyment is there, but at the same time, there's always so much fear. We have fear here. Fear is there. Because the demons, they always come to attack. There's always the demonic attack in the heavenly planet. Nowadays, because now in this Kali Yuga, everybody is very much demon in this planet. Now everyone is basically demon. Even within us, we may have some saintly qualities, but at the same time also we are full of demonic qualities. Being anger, envy of other persons. So, but in those days, the demons, they live in a different planet. They don't live in the same planet with the saintly people. So the planet of the demigods, often the demons, they always attack the planet of the demigods. And sometimes the demigods, they usually become victorious because the Lord's on the other side. But sometimes the demons, they get victorious, that sometimes the demons, the demigods, they get chased away from their planet. So Indra was explaining to Narada Muni that it's not that I'm such a fortunate person as you are describing. Where we are here now is full of fear, because we don't know when the demons will attack us. The Lord is residing here just to give us protection. So which means the fear is not always there. The fear is always there. The fear that yes, there's no really, even though it looks like a long period of time in terms of duration of life, but still, on the long run, there is no. It's not really eternal. So that is not there. So so when the Vedas, when they describe, when he gives different praise to the attainment of the heaven in a very, very, very sweet word. So someone who is not intelligent, they become attracted to this. Somebody who is not intelligent, they become attracted to the various descriptions of the various scriptures in the various, which recommend different type of sacrifices that one has to perform. So, but when one is a little bit more intelligent, because the Vedas is there, as Lord Krishna said that because originally the Vedic scriptures originated from him originally, but even though the Vedas originated from him, but it will be interpreted by different teachers. So different teachers, because of their own particular motive, so they will interpret Vedas, differently. Whereas the purpose of the Vedas is to go to Krishna. That's the original purpose of the Vedic scriptures. How to go to the Lord. But because the way the Vedas have presented to humanity, so depending on what kind of teacher one has, so one can be according to the mode of nature that one has particular influence in. So if one is influenced by the Raja and Tamagun, so obviously one will be attracted to the Kamakanda section of the Vedas. Whereas if one is influenced by Satyaguna, so one will be attracted to the Jnanakanda section of the Vedas. Because Jnanakanda section of the Vedas, which are mainly the Upanishads, that's when one begins to question one's existence in the material world. One starts beginning to question the existence, that what is this life, what is this world, how everything is pretty much, temporary. And one starts thinking there must be something beyond this material world. So the Upanishads gives one that information. So the Jnana-kanda is all dealing with that. Then when one comes to Upasana-kanda, which is the worship, so we have Srimad Bhagavatam. We have we have the Bhagavad-Gita, Mahabharata, Bhagavad-Gita. We have the Bhagavatam, which are the fifth Veda, and that gives the whole understanding of the ultimate goal of life. So the Lord is telling Arjuna that so long as one is absorbed in materialistic consciousness, then there cannot be freedom from material bondage. The freedom cannot be there. So in the Bhagavatam, in Bhagavatam 7th canto, text number 949, so it's mentioned that Naite gunana gunino mahat adayoye save mana prabhittaya sahade matya Adyantavanta urgaya vidantit itwan evam vimrishyas diyo vramanti sabdat. It says, neither the three modes of material nature, Satyagun, Rajagun, and Tamagun, nor the predominating deities controlling these three modes, nor the five gross elements, nor the mind, nor the demigods, nor the human beings can understand your lordship, for they are all subjected to birth and annihilation. Considering this, the spiritually advanced have taken to devotional service. Such wise men hardly bother with Vedic study. Instead, they engage themselves in practical devotional service. So this is Prahlad, who is making a prayer to Lord Nrsingadev this way. He said that the wise men, they no longer bother themselves with aspect of Vedic scriptures. They simply engage themselves in practical devotional service. So this is what Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna, that what is this? He's telling Arjuna to rise above all these different Vedic prescription, mainly saying that just give up all aspects of Vedic scriptures, which simply deal with the three modes of material energy. So in the purpose, like Prabhupada said, As stated in several places, Bhaktimam Abhijanati. Only by devotional service can the Supreme Lord be understood. The intelligent person, the devotee, does not bother much about the practices mentioned in text 46. Maunam prata sutta tapo dhyayana swadhama. After understanding the Supreme Lord through devotional service, such devotees are no longer interested in studies of the Vedas. Indeed, this is confirmed in the Vedas also. The Vedas say, Kima tambayam adesyanai kima tabayam vakshamahe. What is the use of studying so many Vedic literatures? What is the use of explaining them in different ways? Vayan vakshamahe. No one needs to study any more Vedic literatures, nor does anyone need to describe them by philosophical speculation. And then there is a citation in the chapter 2, the previous text which we read yesterday on the Bhagavad-Gita, whereby the Lord says, Yadate moham kalinam bodhi vyatitarishyati tada gantase devedam sotabhyasyastu sutasya, whereby is mentioned that when one understands the Supreme Personality of Godhead by executing devotional service, one ceases the practice of studying the Vedic literature. Let me just read it here. The previous text, this one. When the Lord said, when your intelligence has passed out of the dense forest of illusion, you shall become indifferent to all that has been heard and all that is to be heard. In this case, this is between all aspects of Vedic scriptures, which do not really give a direct path to the Supreme Lord. Yadate maham kalinam buddhi vyati tarishyati tada gantasi nivedam sutavyasya sutashita. So when your mind is no longer, when your intelligence is no longer, it has passed out of the dense forest of illusion. So you become indifferent to what has been heard and what has not been heard. So this is what the Lord is saying. And then also you mentioned here, elsewhere it is said, Aradito yadi arita pasatata akim. If one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead and engage in His service, there is no more need of severe austerities, penances, and so on. However, if after performing severe austerities and penances, one does not understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, such practices are useless. So Nada Muni, he said, Aradito, Yadi Harita Pasatakim, Naradito, Yadi Harita Pasatakim, Antabai, Yadi Harita Pasatakim, Nantabai, Yadi Harita Pasatakim. So Nada Muni is saying that if one is engaged in the worship of the Lord, then what is the need of any other type of tapasya, any type of austerity? And if one is not engaging in the worship of the Lord, then what is the value of one's austerity? If one has come to the realization that the Supreme Lord is situated within, Antabahi, then what is the need of further austerity? Once one has come to the realization. And if one has not realized that the Supreme Lord is situated within, despite performing austerity for a long period of time, say, what is the value of such austerities? So we find, for one who is engaged in the service of the Lord already attained the Lord's direct service. There's no more need for any kind of tapasya, any other kind of austerity. And for one who's realized that Vasudeva, is inside within. Vasudevan Saban, what is that? Vasudevan Sabanmiti, that's, is everything. The Vasudeva is everything. So, which means such a person has, there is no need for any further austerity. This is what the Lord is saying here. There is one devotee who made a prayer. Let me see if I can find it here. Okay, let me see. So one devotee was praying, one of the Chaitanya. This is indicating one of the uselessness of attachment to the study of the Vedic scriptures. Can't get this one. Anyway, one devotee, he was praying that let others engage in the study of Vedic scriptures, Upanishads, and all that. Let them do all that. But I simply want to worship Nanda Maharaj, because in his backyard, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is playing in his backyard. So this devotee is praying that people engaging in the study of Upanishads, Vedas, and others. He said, let them do all that stuff. But I want to worship Nanda Maharaj. Why do I want to worship Nanda Maharaj? Because in his backyard, the Supreme Absolute Truth is playing in his backyard. Krishna is Gopal Krishna is there playing in the backyard of Nanda Maharaj, and every time Nanda Maharaj will ask Krishna that Krishna, bring my shoe. He said, bring my shoe, Krishna, and Krishna will carry Nanda Maharaj's shoe on his head to carry to his father. So who should we worship? We should rather worship Nanda Maharaj, because the Supreme Lord has become a plaything. Basically the Supreme Lord has become his pet. The Lord has become Nanda Maharaj's pet. You can see. So therefore we worship Nanda Maharaj. That's be our highest attainment. You see. So this is the topmost achievement, the topmost attainment in life. So what has been studied here in the Bhagavad-Gita, the Lord is mentioning how one should give up all kinds of attachment to all kinds of both gross and mental. The gross sense gratification and also the subtle sense gratification. Desire to go to heavenly planet. All those desires must be given up. Or desire to even to attain the planet of Brahma. Or desire to merge into the Brahman, to the absolute truth. All those desires must be given up. And then when one becomes situated in the knowledge that yes, Vasudevan Savan Iti, that the Lord, the Supreme Lord, is everything. He is the soul, he is the goal of life. Vasudevan Parantapa, Vasudevan Parangati, that he is the goal of life. So at that time, one's intelligence no longer become many branch. It's a Vyavasatika Bodhi, like many like a branches going here and there. So when one become one-pointed attention to the lotus feet of the Lord. So that's that one-pointed attention, that is a state of samadhi. And it's at that point that one becomes situated in the devotional service of the Lord. And such devotees, they've attained what we call the Vastu Siddhi. The Vastu Siddhi is the stage of the realization of one's existence, of one's identity that yes, one is eternally a servant of Krishna. That's a Vastu Siddhi. The realization of one's identity as a servant of the Lord. The spiritual servant of the Lord, and one is meant to engage in the Swarup, that is Swarup Siddhi. Swarup Siddhi means the original realization. And the Vastu Siddhi is when one engage, the engagement in one's particular identity. Having come to the realization, and at that time, one comes to realize that yes, in one particular ras that has been revealed to one, either in the Dasya ras, or Sakya ras, or Vatsalya ras, or Madhya ras. So in whatever ras that has been revealed to one, and under whose perfect person that one has to serve under. So under that perfect person that one has to serve under, that is a Vastu Siddhi by which one become engaged in the particular service of that person who is engaging in a direct service of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So in this way, this second chapter of the Gita is being summarized. And then starting from chapter 3, the full explanation of starting from Kama Yoga is going to start. The old stuff, Kama Yoga, started from chapter 3, like that. So in this chapter 2, it basically give, it touches on different aspects of the whole discourse that's going to happen in the whole of Bhagavad-Gita. And of course, this chapter 2, this summary was done by Visila Vyasadeva himself, just to enable us to capture the whole spirit of the Bhagavad-Gita. Because Bhagavad-Gita was spoken, it's part of the Mahabharata, which happened on the battlefield. And that's why Mahabharata is such a very wonderful scripture, because within Mahabharata is the Bhagavad-Gita, which was spoken by Lord Sri Krishna himself. So I'm going to stop here. If there's some question or comments.
You say that we shouldn't desire for any type of liberation.
Yeah.
But when we just serve Krishna,
Mm-hmm.
he knows our desires. We don't expire one desire, but he knows our desire that we want to go back home, back to body.
Mm-hmm.
So that desire is okay, or that desire also we shouldn't have.
No, we should desire to serve Krishna. That should be the desire, because as living entities, we cannot remain free from desire. We have to desire. Either we desire Maya or we desire Krishna. We cannot be desireless. There's no such thing as being desireless. The Mayavadis, they try to be desireless, but it's impossible to be desireless, because the spirit soul, the jiva, is always full of desire. So the jiva is full of desire. So there's no such a thing as nirvana, means no complete annihilation. Annihilation is never there. It's only illusion that one thing that there can be the annihilation of desire. No. One should desire devotional service to Krishna. One should desire to be with Krishna, to be with devotees of Krishna. So that desire, when that desire is there, and there's no more desire to enjoy separately from Krishna, then that's samadhi itself. When one becomes fixed at the service of the Lord, that is samadhi. That is samadhi, whereby one's consciousness has become Krishna consciousness, basically. So Krishna consciousness means samadhi. There's no, the yogi, they say, oh, samadhi means you become numb, you meditate, and then you become numb, and then, no, that is not samadhi. That is just mind deception. The real samadhi means to be absorbed in transcendental consciousness, Krishna consciousness. That is samadhi. And Lord Krishna explained this in the chapter 6 of the Gita, when the Lord is talking about yoga. So the Lord explained this very, very fully in the chapter 6. And the last, Yogina Pisavation Magatina Tarantmana, the Lord said, what is yogi? The Lord talked about that in the chapter 6 of the of the Gita. So we have to desire, but we have to desire to serve Krishna, not desire to serve Maya. So that is liberation. Mukti Antvatmanas Swarupina Sutasiti. That mukti means the one becomes situated in one's constitutional position. That is mukti, which means to become the engagement in the devotion service of the Lord. That is, and such devotees, they are no longer part of this material world. They are no longer in the material world. As I mentioned, like Jiva Vamarova, they are no longer in the material world, either life or in death. They are engaging in the Lord's service. So they are already liberated, they are already home. Home means to become engaged in the Lord's service. That's home. We said that devotee is always in Vrindavan. A pure devotee is always in Vrindavan. The Vrindavan is home. But we have to understand the Vrindavan of the pure devotees of Krishna. Because pure devotees of Krishna, they see Krishna Lila constantly. They see the whole spiritual world. Even though a pure devotee may be sitting with us here in Vrindavan, we are seeing something differently, but they are seeing something differently. So, which means it's a matter of consciousness that that the devotees is saying. So, the going home back to God, it means we attain that platform of attainment. That one is always in Krishna Lila, one is always in Krishna 24 hours a day. That is going home back to God.
Serving Krishna in any mood is okay. Whether you are doing parikrama or whether you are reading Bhagavad-Gita, all the service whichever you are doing is related to Krishna.
Yeah, as long as the man is completely absorbing Krishna. The man is completely absorbing Krishna, but at the same time, more importantly, we serve under a direction of a pure devotee of Krishna. Which means there always have to be a guru. A guru always have to be there. It can be in the stage of sadhana, whereby we have guru who give us initiation, and then we are rendering sadhana bhakti under his direction. Or it can be in the stage of perfection, whereby when we have, we call it like a siddha guru or a siddha guru in the perfect stage, whereby we have a guru who is called the Ras Guru, who actually engages on a direct transcendental service of Krishna, whereby you are taught maybe how not to disturb the divine couple when they are doing their divine lila in the middle of the night, how not to disturb them, how to prepare their beds, all these things, So that's when you are taught you have to have a guru to, that's, that's why I mentioned that when one actually give up one sadhaka body, one will go to a planet where Lord Krishna is performing his pastimes. And in that planet, one will take birth in the family of a pure devotee, the family of let's say of a gopi or a gopa. And then they will give us training on various aspects of the divine couple, like that. So the service to Krishna is always done under a direction. Just like when you read the Java Dharma of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, so it talks about, it talks about this. When one may have a particular inclination, for instance, if you want to have inclination towards Sakya Bhav, then, so with that, there has to be object of one's meditation. And the object of meditation will be a particular Saka of Krishna, like Sudama, Sridham, Madhumangal, and all that. So that person, by which one is serving under him. So that person be the object of meditation. Okay, I want to serve under Sridham. I want to serve under Sudama, under Arjuna, under Stoka Krishna, under Madhumangal. I want to serve under them. So which means they are your guru. They are our guru by which we serve under them. Also, if one desires to be, if one inclination is to be towards the Madhya Bhav, then there has to be a particular Saki or Manjari of Srimati Radharani by which one would be placed under, to serve under. Like that. So which means there's never like any direct service to Krishna. He also has to be under somebody, like that. So when you read Javadama or read some of the book of Rupa Goswami, you can, some of this understanding are there, yeah.
Thank you for the class. It's very nice. You mentioned during the discourse that one has to be free from the bodily concept and impersonalism also in order to render devotional service. So my question is it that you're talking about normal devotional service that Srila Prabhupada mentioned that we must perform devotional service, or are you talking about pure devotional service? So how does we see, like, we also performing some kind of a devotional service, but we're definitely not completely free from the concept.
Yeah.
So how do we understand it?
Yeah, because in our stage, our devotional service is always clouded with, motivation. Some motivation is always there. Some expectation is always there. Like I want to do something without being disturbed. So we don't want to be disturbed. So some motivation is always there. So therefore, the pure devotional service is, even that's why the Lord says that he said Bhakti Sudulava. The chair said that pure devotional service is very, very rare. But Srila Rupa Goswami said that it's Ayam Bilasita Sonyam, Jnana Kamadi Anamritam, Anukuyana Krishna Nusilana Bhakti Uttama, that the pure devotional service must be free from any other thoughts, karma, dhyana, any other thing. The pure devotional service must be done only for the satisfaction of Krishna. Even the fact that yes, Krishna will take care of many things are there, but the only things are how to make Krishna happy, not how Krishna can make me happy. Like Srila Bhaktisiddhanta will always talk about the fact that yes, we want to serve Krishna, but at the same time also our real idea is that Krishna should come and serve us. That after all, I'm serving Krishna, so therefore Krishna should take care of my needs because I'm serving him. But actually, our real motivation is how Krishna can come and fulfill our needs. How Krishna can serve us. So the acharyas, they describe pure devotion as means only for the purpose of making Krishna happy. So the real pure devotional service is very, very rare. But in our stage, in our first stage, we are doing something, but we want something back. So that's why devotees in generally, they tend not to be happy because they don't get what they want. They don't get what they want, so therefore they're not happy. But if we render loving pure devotional service, we will always be happy.
That means devotional service can be rendered with the concept of bodily concept and all this, but certainly not in personalism.
Yeah, exactly.
The concept can be there while you performing devotional service.
It can be there, yes.
Gradually it takes
Yeah,
you to
the Lord said, what is that verse? The Naya Bikrama Nasasti, that verse in the I think text 40 of the Gita, the Lord in chapter 2 said that the Lord, whatever you do, there is no loss. So which means it's a gradual, it's a gradual. There's no loss or diminution, and a little advancement can protect one from the dangerous type of fear. The fear is a repetition of birth and death. So which means whatever we do now, we're going to continue in our next life. And if you are fortunate to be in association of the pure devotees, then things can be quicker. If you are fortunate to be with a pure devotee of Krishna. So things become quicker. But if you meet a pure devotee of Krishna, then we should follow him sincerely. We should do whatever he asks us to do. We should follow him. If Prabhupada says something, then we should do exactly what the pure Guru tells us to do. Then we can make very quick progress. But if Guru says something, but we also have a different ideas, then things takes a long time. Yeah, but but the Lord is very merciful, of course. So we can, as long as we keep staying, the help will always be there. We should pray. We should be praying that Lord, the Lord, please help me. I want to come to you. Please help us. So the prayer is always required, like that. Any other points? Is okay? Okay. Okay, so thank you very much for coming. Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna.